Hello friends and welcome back to the channel for the Autumn of Agony, week number 3. We got this Cassie Lang boss here, and truthfully one of the most challenging of these seasonal Everest fights that we've seen in quite some time. So let's talk through the nodes here first. She has Adamant Axiom, so the nodes should be immune to ability accuracy modification. Not convinced this node is actually working though, because Magneto, as you'll see later, was successfully able to turn some of the stuff off. She's immune to Cold Snap, and she has disabled your Salve and Willpower Mastery, so you can't heal from all the debuffs she's placing on you. Now there are two really big nodes here, and the first one is called Bust a Groove. So every 15 seconds she's going to rotate between a mode where she will evade 100% of all basic attacks and a mode where she will cause 100% of all special attacks to miss. And you kind of have to keep one eye on her side of the screen to know what mode she's in, otherwise you're either going to get punished by an evade, or your special attack's going to miss, and she's going to punish you for that. Then she has a node called Giving Chase, so whenever you perform a well-timed block, you're going to gain either a Pursuit or a Vigilance passive. The Pursuit passive is what Prowler has natively. It causes, or cancels out evade rather, and then Vigilance cancels miss. So ideally here, you want to parry to get the passive effect on you that matches the phase that she is in, and you want to be able to do that every 15 seconds or so. Of course, it's not that easy, and she also has a node called Crush Revolution, where if you dash back twice successively, you're going to get a Crush debuff on you, which eliminates your ability to parry and thus switch the passive effect on you. So a lot of things to pay attention to this fight, a lot of plate spinning in the air. Now as far as the objectives go, the first one I'm doing here is for a hero from 2024. I'm using Prowler. But truth be told, you can do this fight with pretty much anybody because it's more about how you play. There aren't a lot of opportunities for hard counters to this node. So in general, what you want to do is, like I said earlier, you want to make sure that you have a passive that matches the mode that she's in. And this is much more important when she's in the evade phase, because you won't be able to combo into her at all. When she's in the miss phase, you can just not use your special attacks and you'll be totally fine. That being said, it is really difficult when you're baiting specials to avoid the Crush debuff on you, so you really need to block a lot of specials like I did there, back up once, and then land a parry in order to get the passive that you want. Now she also has that node where you get a Power Sting on you every so often, and you need to clear a multiple of 10 on your combo in order to remove that Power Sting, just like I did there. And then, and only then, will it be safe to throw your special attacks. So there's, a lot of stuff to manage here. You really just need to pay attention to the icon that you have, the effect that you have, whether it's the Pursuit or the Vigilance, and then the phase of the fight that she's in. And when you have a Crush on you, you can always just back up, wait for it to expire, kind of reset yourself, and then land a parry. And again, this is much more important when she's in that evade phase, because it is very, very punishing if she evades and combos you. It's going to take probably half or more of your life here. So like right here, I'm waiting out the Crush, backing up, landing a parry. I've got the Pursuit passive, and now I'm free to combo into her. You'll also notice with Prowler specifically, I'm not really playing too much into like normal Prowler, his normal damage rotation, because there's just so much stuff to pay attention to in this fight that I really felt like it was more important just to go straight for Special 2, look for opportunities where I can safely throw it without triggering a Power Sting on myself. And I think the damage that I've taken so far is all Power Sting damage, and down she goes. Alright, moving on to the next objective, which is for a tech villain. I'm using my rank 3 Red Skull here, but truthfully there are some other really good options for this objective, specifically Jack-o'-lantern. If you had him from early access, or if you just pulled him out of a Titan, he actually satisfies 2 objectives. So if you have him, rank him up and use him and save yourself an extra run. So the strategy here with Red Skull, pretty much the same as it was with Prowler. I chose Red Skull because he's super tanky. I figured that I could, survive a lot more hits from her if needed. Because of all those armor ups, she won't be able to crit me, and I can just kind of use the Unstoppable for easy access. I can parry her and power drain her, cause some extra damage that way. So he just has a bunch of different sources of damage. Now you saw me use the Special 2 there a second ago, and I know that Cassie is shock immune, but I'm just kind of letting the tempo of the fight dictate which special I'm going to be using. I'm not going to force myself into a specific special attack and try and take Power Sting damage. So in addition to keeping an eye on what phase she's in, keeping an eye on the passive that you have. You also kind of have to keep an eye on your combo meter because you can only throw a special right after you hit a multiple of 10 there. So here we go, fire off the special 3. That's going to give a full power drain. She holds heavy and ends up stunning herself, which is absolutely hysterical. Never seen her do that before, but it gave me an easy opening. So you take the wins where you can get them. Right there, she evaded, but I was able to get out of the way. So kind of resetting myself, careful not to trigger the crush there, and parry to get the pursuit passive. Now I'm parrying to get the vigilance, and I can sneak in a special attack before the next power sting triggers here. So a lot of this fight is just, kind of taking what the defender gives you and using the very small windows of opportunity that you can. Red Skull, though, super good for this. Really happy that I went with him. Just a very tanky character, and yeah. So annoying thing about Cassie's special one is she places those combo detonation debuffs on you, and if you don't do enough hits before they run out, you take direct damage. So, an additional thing to try and pay attention to in this fight, as if there weren't enough already, is that you want to, as much as you can, try to avoid letting her throw that special one. The special 2 doesn't have any associated side effects with it, and you don't have to worry about the combo detonation if you do it that way. Right there, she evaded again and punished me for it. Again, didn't take too much damage, able to back up, reset, parry to get the pursuit, and go on. 10th hit there, fire off the special 2. His special 2 damage a little bit nerfed in this particular matchup because Cassie is shock immune, and a lot of Red Skull's damage from that special 2 is from those shocks, so you're missing out on a significant source of damage there. So I think this was maybe my second or third attempt with Red Skull. I first did the Prowler objective, and it took me about 45 minutes to wrap my head around like all the things that I needed to do. But once I kind of got into a decent rhythm and I got used to the fight here, I found it a little bit easier to just go in with another champ and get the solos. So I hope you have the same experience, and that kind of watching me do it here helps you out as well. So right there, I didn't want to throw the special 3 because I didn't have the power sting cleared, so I waited it out, cleared the power sting, again tossed the special 3 here. Special 3 isn't doing a lot of damage, but it does allow you to kind of reset the fight by triggering that power drain. Luckily, she threw a heavy there and gave me an easy opening. A couple blocked hits for some extra damage there. Really like that, the block damage offensively there. Hate it as a defender, of course, but it can come in pretty handy in a fight like this where you're going to have to be blocking a lot of hits. We are winning the health race at this point, and you can see that our armor ups are consistently staying pretty much north of 7, so 8, 9, 10 or so, depending on how many hits we have to block in order to bait out a heavy. I think here, do I special intercept? Oh no, I'm trying to reset with another parry, get the pursuit passive up, and then we're going to fire off another special 2 since we cleared the power string, and now the fight is pretty much in hand. I think I striker or sidestep into a striker here. Yep. Still have the pursuit passive, and it's about to clear and switch over to the miss passive, and from here we can just finish it out with basics, I think. Not sure we need to parry. Intercept. There we go. I do parry just to get one more basic combo in, and there we go. A little bit easier, I would say, than with Prowler. Alright, last objective is probably the most narrow set of champs. It is a size medium champ with psychic shielding, and I went in with Magneto here just because I already had him ranked up and ascended. I was pretty sure he wasn't going to work because of the Adamant Axiom node, but again, as I said earlier in the video, I think the node is currently broken, so if you have a Magneto ranked up, you should probably try and do this objective with him as quickly as possible, because I'm almost certain they're going to fix it at some point. A couple of other decent options. Professor X also fits the bill here. Moondragon, phenomenal for this fight if you have a Moondragon ranked up. And then, as I also mentioned in the previous objective, Jack-o'-lantern also size medium with psychic shielding. So again, if you have a Jack-o'-lantern, use him. Otherwise, try your best with Magneto. And if Magneto is fixed, then you're going to have to make other plans. So the reason why Magneto is so busted for this fight is because he actually turns off that Busted Groove node. So you notice that already she has no evade passive and no untouchable passive. So we can just freely parry and heavy and play like normal Magneto style for the rest of the fight here. So, and that's pretty much what I'm doing. Like, the special 3s don't really do that much damage, as you'll see whenever I fire one off, but the ensuing shrapnel bleed that we get from it does a really big amount of damage here. Right there, accidentally take a special one to the face, not sure what happened there, but yeah, just parry heavy. Haven't used Magneto in quite some time, because we haven't been using like rank 5 ascended champs in war or anything for a while here, so going to fire off that one, and then we need to clear the power sting before we fire off the special 3, so I'm going to try and intercept. She doesn't cooperate, so we're just going to play it patiently, bait out the heavy, clear the power sting. We did end up losing some of the prowess here, but it's going to be enough to deal some damage anyways. So started off at 59%, only does a couple of percentage points worth of damage from the special itself, but you can see the shrapnel bleed there is just ticking for quite a bit of damage, and end up doing like another I don't know, like another 10 or 15% or so. And we have the Furies there that we got from the special 3, which is empowering our basic attacks. That was a nice 45k heavy attack with the extra burst damage. Just really, really nice damage from a rank 5 ascended 6-star. And that's pretty much the whole fight with Magneto. Again, there's a lot less to pay attention to when he turns off the node. You don't have to worry about Buster Groove. You don't have to worry about which passive you have on you. You can just freely parry and forget about it. So the only thing you really need to worry about is avoiding parrying with that crush on you, and then watching out for the power stings. You can see in just like 20 or 30 seconds since the last one, we are already on our next one. That did a nice burst of damage. And the shrapnel bleed and the Furies, she is going to go down very quickly after that. Nice 15k burst damage on that heavy. Bait out the special 1, counter with a heavy, and 1 more heavy finishes it off. Hopefully this guide was helpful to you. If it was, please remember to share it with your friends, share it with your alliance mates, hit that like button, and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, thank you very much for watching. See you again next time.